do it. Yes. Let me see. There we go. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 115 of the CosCast. I am, as always, your main host, Pixie Dust Cosplay, and with me I have my co-hosts,
Nabella Cosplay.
And Anyasi Cosplay.
Welcome, ladies. And also today we are joined by a very special guest. So, welcome to Jawsum.
Hey!
Hey!
I love your intro. It's 10 out of 10.
Yes. This is a good start to the day.
Alright.
Ryudai is first in the chat. Cece says hi, and Jörgen says, Ryudai, you stole my line, because she said first. Yeah. So, yeah, hi everyone, welcome to tonight's episode. Hopefully you got the gloriousness of Sunniva from the get-go.
Can you see that I'm embarrassed?
Just a little bit.
A little random stuff.
You're so cute.
Alright.
Cece says, wait, what's funny? Did you not hear it? Well, then you need to go back.
Not.
Yes, Sunniva burped. Yes.
I burped.
Yes. So today's main theme is, of course, a little interview with Jawsum to talk about her art, her cosplay, and video stuff that you've done in the past, and just get to know you a little bit better. But before we do, we're going to go into our usual segments. So let's talk about cosplay progress. Have we been working on anything cosplay related during the past week?
No. Cece's saying that my microphone is low, so I don't know.
Your microphone is low. Well, okay. I'll try and fix it. I've been trying to fix my microphone issue all day. So.
Oh, it's just low compared to yours, so I guess. I don't know.
There's always something wrong. It can't just be perfect just for once.
That's why we should all get a studio so we're all the same sound.
Yeah, so we're all at the same place at the same time. That would be great. Alright, so I've actually been working on something during the past week. I've been working on a headpiece thing that's going to have, like, glittery snowflake thingies on it and stuff. So, because I wanted to do, like, a Christmas, winter costume thing. So hopefully I'll be able to finish that before Christmas.
Nice.
Then Sunniva should do spring or summer. Because I got autumn.
Yeah, you've got the leaves. Yeah, all the seasons. And also I bought some feathers on sale, like peacock feathers from Nille. So I don't know what to use them for, but now I have peacock feathers, so that's nice. I'm a hoarder.
Aren't we all? All cosplayers are hoarders.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely check out my, place, because it's got a lot so weird stuff. Like, here's one peacock feather.
Isn't that an ostrich feather?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Same.
It's a bird.
It's a huge, magnificent feather. That's all we need to know. It's fabulous.
Yes, it's fabulous.
Well, my hoarding for cosplay goes to the extent that I've got, like, normal clothing that's full of holes that I can't use for normal daytime wear anymore because they're just full of holes, and I'm like, can't throw it away just in case I'm gonna do a zombie apocalypse thing
At some point.
at some time in my life, so I might use it for something. Like, why do you have to do this?
Yeah, I mean, I collect these.
Yeah, tubes and pipes.
Someday I might use it for weapons or something,
Stuff.
in the future. Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you don't cosplay that much anymore, but have you been working on anything else during the past week?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I honestly can't remember the last time I worked on cosplay because I just don't have time for it anymore, sadly. I think the last, because as maybe some of you know, I used to work a lot with my ex-roomie. Like, we made costumes together, and she had to move because of work. So I don't have my cosplay partner in crime anymore. Because she did all the hard parts and I did all the soft parts. So, but maybe we still kind of want to finish it. We started the Pyre characters, if you've heard of that game.
I think I've heard of it.
It's from the same people who made Bastion and the other game. With the lady with the huge sword.
Yeah.
Oh. Transistor, I think.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I know which one.
Studio, so
cool.
They have a lot of cool character designs.
Cool. I had to Google it, and it's like it's a lot of characters with like huge horns and
yes.
So it looks really cool.
It does. I'm gonna be the huge horned one, and my roomie is gonna be the little dude, not the rat, but the little man.
With orange hair.
Yeah, he has like reddish hair, but we would have masks on at all time.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna try to lower my mic a little bit because it's been requested in the chat, so maybe this will help. Hopefully.
Yeah, then you'll just have to be low for us here.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird that it's not the same setting as it shows up in the live stream, but
it's odd. But hopefully this will do it. Hopefully. Yeah. So let's move into suddenly so much activity in the chat. Simon is here. Hi. Yeah, let's move into the news of the week segment. I think that'll be a good idea. So the first one is that Torukan is, as always, hosting their Toru Jul event. So they're having a small, like, Christmas con thing happening at Kultursenteret Isak. And it will happen on the 29th of December. So if you live in Trondheim or in the area around Trondheim and you want to celebrate a geeky cosplay Christmas, then you should head on over to Toru Jul on the 29th of December. Because Torukan always does great events. Can only recommend. The next piece of news is that Tina Marie Riis is holding a cosplay brainstorming session and workshop at Helset in Bærum. And that's going to happen in January, on January 8th. And it's for the local youth center. They want to see if there's any interest in starting like a cosplay program at the youth center to get kids into activities and stuff. So if you live in that area and you're interested in cosplay or just want to check it out, you should head on over there. And also Tina Marie Riis is a sweetheart, so she's super nice to talk to, and she knows a lot about Warbla and armor making and sewing and stuff. So it's definitely going to be worth your trip. The next piece is from Kotaku.com. I included this because I thought it was really funny and really weird, and it's a Japanese company that has decided that they will pay their employees extra money if they're married to two-dimensional characters. So the person can't be three-dimensional or real, and they have like this marriage registration form that they have to fill out and everything. And you have to like recount how you met your partner and memories you've made together and when the marriage proposal happened, and it's a really complicated process.
It just sounds really, really unhealthy, and I just can't imagine why you should, pay people extra to. I don't know. It just sounds weird. But yeah,
I think it's a PR stunt. I mean,
probably.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's very uncommon for Japanese men to actually prefer living with, fantasy woman.
No, it's very, very normal actually.
Yeah, so I guess they want some perks too.
Yeah, and I mean, you get a day off to celebrate your anniversary.
Aw. But there's this guy who actually made this sort of game, and it's this character that you could date, and there's a lot of people around the world who's dating this character, especially in Japan, because this is a Japanese game originally. I don't remember the name, but it kind of looks like a Nintendo DS thing that you used to play it with, but. So you can like take her around with you and go on dates and have dinner and stuff. And it's there's a lot of people who actually date this character. I don't remember the name of the character, but I'm gonna try to see if I can figure it out.
Yes, you do that. It's interesting. I mean, it's different for sure. The other piece, I figure you would like this one, Sunniva, because I found this amazing diva mech suit cosplay on kodaku.com as well. So it's like life-size mech suit that a guy can fit into. And it's just really, really very impressive.
Cool.
I think it moves and stuff too.
Looks very cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Looks cool.
So I just thought I would share it because I thought I really have a lot of respect for huge builds like that because it's not easy to put something like that together.
Actually going to work if you're gonna walk around in something that actually looks like a robot.
Let's see. Yes, the next piece is someone made a working speeder bike from Star Wars. And it's so cool. It looks like you're just riding around town on a floating speeder bike. And
is it the one that has like the mirrors over the wheels? Yeah. I've seen it. It's super cool.
I'm screen sharing it to our page now. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So people should definitely go check that out, and you can find it on io9gizmodo.com. I have put up links to all of these things on our Facebook page, so if you don't want to search for it, you just head on over to our Facebook page and click the links and you'll find it. Also, Ryudai Art is having a giveaway on our Facebook page, so if you want some cool art, you can head on over to Ryudai Art and Cosplay, and one lucky winner will get a drawing made by her with a Christmas theme, so go and check that out. Because she makes really, really cute anime-inspired drawings. And you can see an example of it here.
Cool.
And the last piece of news that I had gathered, just because I'm a huge RPG and gaming nerd, is that Neverwinter Nights is getting a reboot and will be updated. So the graphics look a lot nicer and it's more compatible to play on modern machines. So
that is so cool. Is it an HD remaster?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Let's see. It's coming out as Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition, and it will have 4K resolution with new scalings and upgrades to the user interface and stuff.
And it's the old one, right?
Yeah, it's the old one with the Shadows of Undrentide and Hordes of the Underdark and all of that good stuff.
So cool.
Yeah.
I played the ever living hell out of those.
Oh yeah. So many hours in that game. Oh gosh. So yeah, if you're an old school RPG game enthusiast, this is probably something for you.
Definitely something for my boyfriend.
Yeah. I want it. I want the enhanced edition.
Yes.
Alright, that's all the news I had. Does anyone else have something that they want to add?
No, not that I can think of.
All right. If our viewers have anything they would like to add in, they can do that later or do it now. Right. So let's move on then to the main part of the show. And Sunniva, do you maybe want to kick it off?
Do you want to show pictures?
Yeah. Yes, I want to show pictures. True. I keep forgetting. I'm glad I have you to remind me. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to screen share some photos of Jawsum's artwork and cosplays. So the first one is you as the Joker, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
And this was taken by Lorides? Yeah. And Yeah, I really like the whole smoke thing coming out of your mouth. I think it looks
Thank
really
you.
cool.
I actually smoked real cigarettes to do it. It's not Photoshop. And I hate smoking.
We suffer
So it's
for our
passion
cosplay.
All for the photo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All for the photo. All right, see. The next one is you as Krem. You are my headcanon Krem. There is no other in the entire world.
I'm super flattered by that. Thank you.
Yeah, your Krem cosplay is amazing. And
Flawless.
also, we don't have a photo of it, but I know that you've also done a Zarya cosplay from Overwatch, and yes, I
Yeah.
love that one so much.
Super casual though. I just had the hair and the scar, but I wore a suit.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Oh, thank you. I also have to give like a tiny shout out for the Krem cosplay because that's all the armor is made by my roomie. So she's a saint.
Collaboration. Ryudai says, "OMG, perfect Krem," and Lucia
Yes.
Farah says, "Krem, heart, heart, heart." So people are really loving hard on it. It's like, yeah, it's like my all-time favorite Krem for sure.
Yes, for sure.
And this
Thank
is
you.
Boba Fett playing
Yeah, that was my first cosplay.
Nintendo. Wow, that's very impressive for your first cosplay.
Again, it's a shared work between my roomie and I. I think it was our thorough test of our friendship because we survived both that and our bachelor degree at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. I've never tried to actually co-create a costume with someone in that way before. It's got to be quite a different process from just making one on your own.
Yeah, well, I don't know how it is making one completely alone because all of my cosplays have been together with my roomie because she doesn't like to be in costume because she's too shy, but she loves crafting and I love wearing costumes because why don't you want to be anyone else? But she's so patient. She's like the perfect person to work with because she has that everlasting patience. I'm extremely picky and I can be really harsh. I can be like a super dick. So when we made Boba Fett, I bought her a 3DS as a gift for surviving me.
Aww. Well, that's very sweet of you. At least, you know. At least you know yourself. Yeah. I mean, once you get to be around people, they get to know you in a certain way, and you get to know yourself based on the people around you too. So you realize that, oh, yeah, I do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And she knows me 100%. So she knows if I'm like, that's wrong, do it again. It's not personal. I'm just like super strict.
I don't know. I don't think I could ever say that like directly to someone. That's wrong, do it again. I would probably be like, oh, well, yeah, that looks nice, but if I had one thing that I could critique, it would be like, maybe we could change this.
I definitely would be sugarcoating it like that with anyone else, but we also did our bachelor degree in animation together, and if we had to like walk around everything on like tippy toes to give critique, we would never have finished.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually prefer it when people are strict because I know that they don't mean it like mean. But if people are strict, I at least know that they're honest.
Yeah, and I think you can be strict without being cruel because saying something is wrong isn't necessarily like you stink or whatever. It's just that we have to redo it, sadly. Don't hate me forever.
But of course, I know that it can be hard to be strict with people. It's, you know, you can't be strict with just anyone because you don't ever know how they will tackle that situation.
Usually I'm the typical Norwegian who's just sit in silence like, ah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This one I don't know what is, but I like it. It's all black and white and gold.
Yeah. That's my Daft Punk cosplay. It's completely not self-made. Everything is bought, including the helmet and the clothes and everything.
But it's cool though. It's very cool.
Turned out great.
I don't think there's ever a Daft Punk photo in snow. I've never seen that before, I think.
I never seen it either, but it actually cost me my pants because we were walking into the woods and I got stuck on like a fallen tree and I ripped the entire pants open.
Oh no!
That sounds very cold.
That was the last time.
Oof. Let's see. Okay, so let's move on to something that is maybe a little bit more current for you, and that's your artwork. So the first one I've chosen to share is like the Diablo thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I really like the colors in it and just the monster designs in general.
Thank you. I'm very weak for monsters, but I don't draw them very often because it's like way out of my comfort zone. So this was definitely like a test to be like do something different.
But it looks amazing though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like you have such a recognizable style. There's something about your line work that is just like, yeah, I can totally tell that this was you.
That is extremely humbling to hear because when I see it, I'm like, it looks potato.
But I think all artists think that way about their own stuff because all I can see when I look at my own stuff is also like, I don't know what this is. Is this my style? I have no idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a creative thing.
Definitely. So the next one I chose to include was one of the black and white ones with the witch. That's how.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. I'm a sucker for black and white with, you know, a little bit of contrast color. It gives me life.
I love that too. And since I'm purely digital, I always admire the way traditional artists are able to do, for example, pencil drawings, and then they add some sort of gold effect, either with paint or gold leaf or something. It just looks so popping. So I wanted to try to achieve that with digital.
I would say that you've achieved that definitely. I like the textures in the gold spatter that makes it kind of look like it's more traditionally like actual paint.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. And this one, cause Overwatch, Junkrat, and Roadhog.
Oh yeah, best boys.
Best
boys.
I'm very weak for big buff potatoes.
Yes. I guess Roadhog is probably one of my favorite characters in Overwatch. Even though I don't play him as much, I just like the character.
Same. I think that's also a running theme in my cosplays. It's just I love masks. I love masked characters because like it like achieves some sort of mystery, and I hope masked characters are never unmasked.
Yeah, I sort of agree. Because it can literally be anyone.
Yeah. I remember I used to say with Boba Fett, like it could be Michael Fassbender playing Boba Fett. I don't care. I want the helmet on.
Yeah.
Let's see. You have some feedback in the chat. Ryurai says, they look so amazing. I'm so jealous at people who can draw digitally as it always looks more fancy than what I manage with traditional art. And Cece says, your art is so goody!
Well, if it's any comfort, your traditional art is probably way better than my traditional art because I haven't done traditionally over 10 years.
See, there you go. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, no, I suck digitally, to be honest. I mean, I like doing it sometimes, but I don't feel like my digital skills are on the same level as my traditional skills.
Same. But I need to buy a new tablet.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, drawing tablet.
My drawing skills just suck.
No.
Blatantly. Easily.
All right, let's see.
I can draw stickmen. I'm pretty good at that. Everything
That's
else.
the typical comment.
Yeah, very. Okay, last one. This is just like the witch with the 3 panels, which I kind of liked the composition of this piece very, very much.
Oh, thank you. That was since I knew like obviously it was going to be a comic. I just wanted to do comic panels because that's like as an artist, that's one of the things I really admire about comics is composition and layout. So I think like a comic page can be art itself because of the way the panels are placed.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to add that to a drawing.
And I think it's really cool. I like comic art, so I have a weakness for that.
Same. As you maybe can see in the shelf behind me if anything shows on my camera.
Just a few. And Cece says, same. It's a lot about practice, though. Haha. Yes, it is. If you want to get better at something, you have to practice.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right, now we can move into the questions, because now we share the pictures.
Yeah. All right. So, question 1. You're a very creative and productive person. Could you tell us a bit about all of your past and present creative pursuits, like cosplay, art, photography?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Sure, like, I could take it all the way back to the beginning because I'm one of those nerds that was raised on art histories by my mom. She would read about Christian Krogh and Edvard Munch for me as a kid. So I was like, yep, that's what I'm gonna be. Even though you always learned that you weren't popular before after you were dead, I was like, don't care, that's what I'm gonna do. And my mom was like, yeah, that's super admirable, but you know, it's gonna be hard, you're gonna be poor. I was like, don't care, I'm gonna make art. So for years and years, I had like this really naive outlook that I was super good, like you are as a kid, of course. And that kind of hit me in the face when I actually went to high school, that maybe I wasn't that good. And that's when I started to branch out into everything, like photography, eventually cosplay that I got introduced to, and filming at conventions, because I think I kind of like lost myself a little bit with art. I lost the confidence. But then I was like, nope, it's art I want to do. So I branched away again from being a jack of all trades, master of none, to just like focusing on art, because that's my dream.
Sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you need to tip your toes in different waters just to get the feel of which ones you really want to, step into and focus your energy on.
Yeah, I definitely agree, even though I've always been super jealous of like the 15 years old who were like super talented and knew from day one they were going to do art.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
What you're saying on so many levels. I mean, I feel the same way, really. I've always, when I was younger, been into drawing, and I wanted to, live off of it, but of course, reality hit me, and I was, faced with the possibility that this will always just be a hobby. So, yeah. I totally feel you.
Yeah, living off of artists in Norway, more or less hopeless, but that's where the poor artist comes into the picture, I guess.
Yeah, it was like that, I guess. It has been like that forever and ever and ever. I think we've never, like you said, all artists, they get famous and super rich after they're dead, so.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Luckily,
going to happen to me. I don't think that people will, read about me in history books or, like, oh, this is this person that did weird shit on the internet for 3 years. Like, no, that's not going to happen.
Never say never.
No.
But how did you choose which things to focus on at any given time? Like, how did you decide? Yeah, you sort of answered that question in a way, but yeah, I'm just gonna move on. But you've chosen to focus more on your art. Do you want to tell us why, or what made you focus more on it? Like,
I think it's because since it's the thing I started with first, it's the thing I have the most rooting in. Like, it's always been my passion to do art. I eat, breathe, live, die art. Like, I love it so much. It makes me so happy. And if I can like make anyone else that happy with my potato art, then that's 10 out of 10. So. And I also realized that instead of starting from scratch with, for example, photography or filming or cosplay, I should start from like 5, where I am on art, and up that notch up to 11 instead.
Yeah, I wish I could focus on just one thing, but I've never learned that ability because I want to do everything all the time. And it's so hard to focus on just one thing, and I wish I could. I found the first money I ever made off of an illustration project in my shelf the other day because we were cleaning out the office. It was like physically $40 that they sent to me in an envelope, and I still have those $40. I haven't cashed them in because I was so proud and like, this is the first money someone has ever paid me for my art. So, I got so emotional when I found that, like, fuck, why?
Oh well, you're lucky. The only money I've made out of my art is actually from my family.
Counts too. But I try. I mean, I'm a professional illustrator. That's what I spent a lot of years of my life doing, even though I didn't make a full living out of it. So, I guess that's the difference, you know?
Yeah, but there's actually been done studies on creative people and not being able to focus on one thing at a time. In general, creative people, they tend to... I'm sorry, my dog is just being such an asshole today. And he's not even wanting something. He just wants me to look at him while he barks. Yeah. I'm sorry. But
yeah,
creative people have a tendency to not being able to stay in the same type of situation for a long time. They tend to change jobs often. They tend to have like 100 different hobbies at the same time just because they want to do different things. They need to keep stuff exciting and stuff. So, yeah. But, Jawsum, I do actually have... This is your art and this is your art. So, represent.
That's always so... sorry, so humbling to see your art on someone else's wall.
Yeah, it's cool. I really, really like... the print thing, and I really like that they sell prints at conventions and stuff. And it's really, really fun to buy stuff that people has made.
Yeah, I feel I used all my earnings this summer on buying print on other stands.
Yeah, that's usually what I'm sort of bringing money for conventions to buy things at art stands, not necessarily at all the other plushie stands. Okay, I have bought plushies. I'm not saying that I haven't. And I probably will buy more plushies in the future.
Hey, I don't judge you. I don't know if you can see, but like all my shelf back here is plushies. I don't know if it shows on my camera.
It shows. I can see your...
I can see your plushies are showing.
Hey.
Also, I just have to mention, Eric Tiller says, I can try to sneak the CosCast into my history lessons in some years from now, perhaps someplace in between the financial crisis and Putin.
Yeah. Good idea.
You gotta keep it light.
Sew it in, but sure. We need those extra subscribers.
Mm.
No, just kidding.
Sorry.
But this question is really interesting to me because I know that you have just recently published your first webcomic.
Yeah.
And the question is, you've been working on a webcomic recently. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Do you want to like the elevator pitch about the comic itself, or?
Do it
Just,
all.
like the idea behind it all. What's it about? Why should people read it, and where can they find it?
Well, they should read it because I sat 12 hours every day of November drawing it.
That is a very reasonable reason, yeah.
Mm.
But well, like I said earlier, I've always been into comics. Like I started with, I told you this before stream that I started with manga. Like I think anyone my age started with manga and was like, oh, I'm gonna animate in Japan one day and shit like that. And then you know, grow a brain. But that branched out into finding like indie comics and stuff like that. And I've just always adored comic as a story format. Like I enjoy reading and seeing pictures. I've never been big on reading books, but I love reading comics because it's less text and more imagery, and I think it blends perfectly.
I agree so much. Actually, my Norwegian teacher at high school allowed me to write my semester, like the final semester writing things that you do. And she allowed me to write it about Norwegian comics instead of Norwegian authors. So
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It saved my my grade in Norwegian.
Nice. That's super cool. I love teachers like that.
So what's it about?
Sorry, you were saying?
What's it about? What's your comic about?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, it's about a witch. She's called Fortuna, and all she wants is love because she's naive and well, you know, if you never experienced love, I guess you're hungry for it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And she has a group of friends that all have or have had in the past or have in the occurrence of the story a partner. So she's like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I have a partner? Why? So she wanna try everything possible, but she's also like a really sucky witch. She's really bad at being a witch, and that's also her big passion in life, to be like the very best. So her friends kind of trick her and be like, yeah, yo, you know, you can just throw a love spell and, you know, you'll find the love of your life. And they trick her into just taking a book home, and she casts a spell. Turns out this summons a death summon that has to kill something by contract, and that's how the story kicks off.
That sounds interesting. I'm like, this could spiral up.
I would read it.
Direction. I don't know which one.
I would read it.
But the main character, is that the witch that we've seen pictures of already that we did show?
Yeah, it is.
That's cool. I really like your drawing style. And where can people find your comic?
Well, this is a little embarrassing because I thought until recently it called Tapastic, but in the 2 years my comic went into a hiatus, it changed to just Tapas, I believe, or Tapas, or whatever you pronounce that. So it is on the previously called Tapastic page, which is like one of the biggest webcomic pages out there, I believe.
Awesome.
So I can definitely find a link.
Yes, we'll share it on our Facebook page. Can't share it in the chat for some reason.
What can people do to support you if they want to support you?
They're more than welcome to pledge to my Patreon. Sell out. That's more or less the only way to support me is by Patreon, because no matter how much I enjoy or used to enjoy doing commissions and stuff, I just don't have the time for it anymore. No. So all my time goes to either streaming or working on the comic. So if you really like what I do and you want to support, please pledge to my Patreon. Every dollar counts, even though people don't believe that, it does.
It does.
I went into tapas.io and searched for witchcraft, and it's the first hit that comes up on the page. Yay. So it's very easy to find.
Nice. I tried posting the link, but it denied me, so I don't know why.
You just post links in Google Hangouts or in YouTube. It's it's probably to get rid of everything that could possibly be viruses or
yeah, absolutely, spam and stuff.
Yeah. But we will share the link on our Facebook page, so if anyone wants to check out the comic Witchcraft, they can just check out either Jawsum's Art page or our page later. Not now, but later.
Yeah, not now, because you're watching us now.
All right, maybe Tonja, you could take the rest of the questions.
I just want to share something before I do, just because you inspired me. I try to draw you as a manga character.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love it.
Super cute.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's not that good because I only have a pencil. So.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, thank you. All right, question. So, what do you enjoy drawing the most, and what inspires you?
Ooh, well, I'm inclined to say big beefy characters like Roadhog and Saria and like all of those kind of people. I just love meaty people.
Yeah, those are very fun to draw.
Yeah, I enjoy it, and one of my favorite artists is Nestgain. So if anyone knows of him, it's very easy to see why. I suggest everyone to drop their pen and mouse and just Google Nestgain, because that's some god tier art. He did a lot of Overwatch art actually for their comics and cinematics.
Cool.
So, but you also do a lot of art streaming on Twitch. When and how often do you do it?
Like for example, now in December, I have like an off month from working on my comic to like get back the battery and stuff. So now I stream more or less every day, and maybe not the weekends to get some time off. But in the months that I do work on my comic, I stream only during the weekends, and that gives me 7 days work.
Right. Because you stream on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
How do you find streaming on Twitch? Like, because we stream on YouTube. I just have to ask this question. We use YouTube, and we find that YouTube is, or we think that the YouTube community is more friendly or not as toxic as on Twitch. Have you ever?
That's really weird because to me, I feel they're equal, but I have no experience with streaming on YouTube. But when I read comments on YouTube, I'm like, some of you people need to stick the finger in the ground and smell the dirt because there's a lot of shitty people out there.
Yeah, there obviously there's toxic people both on YouTube and on Twitch.
Yeah.
But you find the Twitch community like friendly?
My very humble little community is very friendly, but they're there to see, drawing, hanging out, talking about life and stuff, because art streams are obviously very different from game streams, for example.
Yeah.
And for example, my boyfriend is a professional streamer and plays games for a living. And sometimes I poke into his chat and I'm like, I don't get how you do it. Because, of course, most people are super sweet, but there's always the occasional asshole. And if I had to be blasted with those comments every day, I would just not stream.
No. I don't think we would do that either. We just one time we have had some trolls in the chat, and that was my friends, and I'm sorry. But I really fast figured out who it was. So really.
Yeah, I hope you kicked their ass.
No, I banned them so fast. Their heads probably spun.
But yeah, I think streaming on Twitch is super fun, but it's definitely not for making art. So creative streams is definitely challenging because the audience there is for gaming.
Yeah. I think just unless you do digital art, so it kind of lends itself to streaming a little bit more easily than traditional art does, because then you need like external cameras and lights and shit. So at least that's a plus.
It is.
Because I did some like very laid back art streaming on YouTube, and it was fun. But when you're sitting there all alone, you kind of like, so this is quiet. Not used to that.
Yeah, that is one of the aspects I'm really trying to overcome, because some days I come out of my room after streaming and I just collapse on my boyfriend like, life sucks, nobody cares, why do I even do this? Yeah. Like, I'm screaming into the void. But this Friday I actually tried something super fun. I co-streamed with a friend, so we both streamed at the same time, so you could watch the both of us using there's a web page called Multi-Twitch where you can see up to 4 streams at the same time.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's super nifty. So we were talking via TeamSpeak, and then people could just mute one of our channels and watch the both of us at the same time. And that was great. Like, time flew because we just blah 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 for 3 hours, and even if it was quiet in chat, it was just super nice.
Yeah, I think that probably helps. The few times I've done it, I ended up singing to myself and whoever was watching. I still don't know how I feel about that.
So, your art streams seemed very nice, and to me, I kind of think that streaming is in some way a little bit like therapeutic. If that makes any sense, because you get to just talk. And you don't really have to feel crazy because you're not really talking to yourself, but you're talking to someone or whoever wants to listen. And yeah, I just find the thought of that a bit nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely nice if you have the right people in the chat that you can bounce topics back and forth. And I actually did I'm in 2018 already, so I say last year when I mean this summer.
I do that too.
But this June, all of June, I had like a pride flag behind me on stream the entire month to celebrate Pride Month.
Oh, cool.
And I was super bracing myself for trolls, because you'd be surprised, even in my channel with like next to no viewers, there's always going to be that one dick that drops in just to be a troll.
Yeah.
But people were like, I'm so happy you're doing this, and this means so much to me. I was like, this is so touching.
Cool.
So stuff like that is definitely a 10 out of 10 if you like connect with people that way.
It's very cool.
That's nice. Yeah. Can I move on?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just kidding. But you've attended conventions with your art stand before. Will you continue to do this in 2018?
Yes. That's a big capital yes. And I'm so sad that there's not more conventions in Norway that are like really big on art stands. I really wish like there were a billion conventions like there is in the US. Because I just you sort of get like a high from having an art stand, because suddenly the people that click like or reblog or retweet or whatever on your art, suddenly they have a face. And I remember, for example, there was like a girl coming up to my table this summer, and she picked up the Roadhog and Junkrat fan art that I did, and they were like, oh, "You're the one who did this?" I was like, "Ah!"
That's cool.
Yeah, reactions like that are just like super, super pure.
Yeah, it's probably the best. It's like when people come. It's like that with cosplay too. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
you did that character. I was like, right, you know that. Like, yeah. It's really nice.
Yeah.
There's someone in the chat though who says, "Hey Jaws, don't know if you're reading the chat, but hi." And it's hi smiley face.
Oh yeah, say hey brain stew. That's a dude from my chat.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Hi.
Also, there's a question from Ryodai Art. She's asking, do you have any tips on starting making your own comic? She has family and friends and strangers that keeps telling her to start making a comic. She's tried, but don't manage. Please, senpai, give tips.
Well, to be very honest, I think I'm the worst to give tips, because for years I kept telling myself I'm not good enough, so I didn't dare to just kick it off. But I think that's my only advice: just don't hold yourself back, because there's nothing that will propel your art talent as much as doing a comic, because that challenges you so much. You have to draw the same character a billion times in different angles and different body languages and stuff, so doing a comic is just really great for your art. So just do it.
Yeah, and you have to think composition and layout all the way through. It's a big challenge.
It is. So definitely try to study comics you enjoy and try to see what makes them great. There's usually like the golden rule of comics that one panel should always lead to the next, even if it's like super obvious or very subtle. So just try to check really well-made comics out there and see if you can pick up what makes them very enjoyable to read.
Mm.
Very, very good tips, actually. So don't sell yourself short.
No.
Actually, I need to, because I'm obviously not gonna do this idea, but one time I actually had a dream about a comic that I was supposed to make. I tried making it, but it just didn't really turn out. But I dreamt that I made a comic called Miss Universe, and it's about the Earth being a person, and everything that happens to the Earth is just Miss Universe doing stuff. Like whenever it's an earthquake somewhere, it's just her being out dancing, or if a volcano erupts, it's just her popping a pimple. Like, yeah.
Nice.
So maybe, Rurai, it will come to you in a dream. Who knows?
Maybe you'll have a concept.
Yeah, never underestimate inspiration.
No.
That's cool. So, where can people find you on the internet?
Almost everywhere aside from DeviantArt, I think. Like, I'm on Tumblr, Instagram, ArtStation, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. You name it, I'm there. I think the easiest ways to find me is just to go on my Instagram account, which is Jawsum_art, and click on the link in my bio, because that's a link tree, so you can see everywhere I am.
Ooh, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's a very nifty thing for pages like Instagram and Twitter, where you can only have one link in the description.
Yeah.
That's true.
Very true. Also, Cecilia Hansen just said, just follow you on Twitch.
Oh, thank you so much, Cecilia.
And she's also saying, lol, someone make Miss Universe.
You should copyright that stuff. Someone might be listening.
Yeah, I know, and frankly, it's okay. I don't mind.
You're not gonna say that when Marvel shows it at the movies 10 years later.
But then I do have the proof, because this shit right here is time-stamped, so...
That's true, that's true.
I have my first drawings of it that I made in 2009, so...
Tanya's made progress.
Oh, that is so precious. I love it. I absolutely love it.
You want it, I can give you.
Yes, adorable.
But then I need to give you something in return, so we should exchange address so I can send you some prints in return.
Yes!
I like it.
Definitely.
We should do an art exchange at some point with people, just in general. That would be super fun.
I can provide a stick figure.
Yeah.
I can provide a buff stick figure.
Oh. Don't tempt me.
Behave.
Cool. Right. Do we have any questions? Any more questions in the chat for Jawsum before we start rounding off tonight's episode? Because that was the end of our interview questions.
Since Sample Cosplay is not here, I'm gonna ask a question though. Joss, if you were a fruit or a vegetable, what would you be and why?
That's very specific. I wish I'd really thought about that.
It's harder than you think.
I would be a cucumber, because that's basically what humans are, with like 70% water and anxiety.
And very fresh.
True.
Very
and tasteless.
I love it.
Yes, that's a good answer. I feel like we
one
learn.
has ever said cucumber before.
No one's ever said that before. We learned so much about people just by that one question. It's crazy. Oh yeah, I have a question. Like you mentioned that you're pretty much everywhere on social media. How do you manage all of your separate accounts when you're just one person doing all of that?
That goes into being an artist full-time, definitely. Yeah. Like, handling all of the social outlets is, like, for example, let's say I've streamed and I wrapped up a piece during the stream. I sit, like, maybe half an hour to an hour after that, uploading it everywhere and spreading the word and being super obnoxious, like, look at my shit, y'all!
It's not obnoxious, though. You just feel that it is yourself, but for everyone else seeing it, it's like, yay!
But I hear ya. I feel super obnoxious too whenever I post pictures of my cosplays or my art and like, look at this. Like, people don't want to see that. Shut up.
Yeah, I absolutely understand you, and I absolutely feel you, and I'm never ever gonna take my own tips seriously, because I'm never gonna overshare or stuff like no, because I feel just the same as you do, but I know that I do appreciate whenever everyone else are sharing their stuff. I really love it.
So you just have to remember
it. The same.
Yeah.
Is that Ryurai says it's obnoxious but consistent is what she's saying. Well, I guess that's positive.
I'll take it.
Yeah, sure. Nah, but I don't think you're obnoxious for promoting yourself. You kind of you can't be afraid of putting yourself out there if you're going to make it. Like, the art world has very little room for people who are like, you know, shy and like, I mean, I made something cool, you can look at it or not, whatever. No, you kind of have to be like, look at my shit, it's cool, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to present yourself as if you're super confident.
Yeah.
All inside you're dying.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure that at least 80% of artists feel like that, but they pretend to be, you know, the king or the queen of the world.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
It's artists either. I sort of feel like that too with my hairdressing. Even though I am a professional hairdresser, I'm not like, look at this cool thing that I did, because I'm like, no, right? Why should anyone like the stuff that I do? But I do know that I know that what I do is good enough. But it's like, no, can't.
Totally.
There's a question in the chat. What will you do after you get your degree in animation?
Oh, I have my degree in animation. I got it in 2014.
See,
and I'm doing absolutely nothing. I have a big piece of paper that says I got top degrees in my bachelor, and that's it. It's collecting dust, and I can say that I got a bachelor degree, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing with my degree in illustration as of the last year too. So we're in a club.
Yeah.
The fancy paper, good for nothing club.
It looks good on your like
on my resume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks good until people are like, "What the hell is animation, and what do you do?" And you're like, "It's what Disney do."
Yeah. I do basically the same thing.
Basically the same level of quality as well.
For sure.
10 out of 10. And yeah.
Ryura says that the obnoxious but consistent thing was a Draw with Jazza fan quote. He sells t-shirts that says obnoxious but consistent. So it's a reference. We didn't get it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that was the last question. Itzkag says, "Oh, how foolish of me!" But now he knows. Now he knows. All right, then let's wrap this up and move into the final part of our show, which is Geekery, where we recommend things that we've read, listened to, watched, or played during the past week. So does anyone want to recommend something to our viewers?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I want to recommend this one because it's awesome. Yay! And I can't wait for volume 2. I'm sure it's out, but I haven't found it yet. I will.
ElfQuest is the best.
I want to recommend. Just give me a couple seconds here. No, don't be slow. Come on. No.
What?
I tried to open my app, Comixology, to show all of you my cool comics, but you know, it wouldn't cooperate. But I want to recommend buying the Vox Machina Origins comics, because it's cool, because I like Critical Role. And I want to tell you all that also you can get, there are a lot of D&D comics on that you can buy in Comixology. It's a very hard word. Like, for instance, you can actually read the first 6 books of Drizzt Warden Legend. It's kind of cool. As a comic.
Cool.
That is. Yeah. And I want to recommend The Punisher on Netflix because it's awesome.
No spoilers this time, please. Tanya manages to spoil it already before we started this, so don't spoil it for everyone else.
No more stealing of feels.
That much spoil, but right, I won't say anything. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Yay!
I think that's about it.
Cool.
Well, that's a lot of stuff though, so it's nice. For geekery, well, we actually had a CosCast Christmas party meetup thing this
On Friday,
that
yeah.
just passed, and it was very, very nice. Tonya made dinner, and it tasted awesome, and we played board games, and we had a really good time, and we exchanged Christmas gifts. So we're gonna open the gifts not today, but on the last episode.
Next Sunday, I think that is. Yeah.
So then we're going to have a nice Christmassy episode of the CosCast, which will be super cozy and nice. I haven't really done much geekery because I did have my exams in chemistry on Tuesday.
That's pretty geeky.
All right, it's geeky, but I managed to get the one topic that I didn't participate in when I was in class. But it went well. It went okay. I survived, and now I can finally focus on other things. So I can do stuff that I haven't done, like cleaning. I haven't been able to do that because all my time has gone into reading, and now I can finally start editing the convention vlog from ConviCon. That was
in August.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So that might come up soon.
Yeah. I haven't started on the Spill Expo one yet either, so yeah, sorry.
Fine. It's
our viewers are recommending lots of stuff too. Cecilia says in all caps, Dodie has a new song called Burnt Out and it's stunning. Please everyone listen to it.
Okay, I'll listen to it after.
And yes, Once Upon a Time is always a recommendation. And Ryurai says Love Live Sunshine and Love Live is a must. OMG the feels and Love Live all the way. And Eric says, hot tip to anyone who wants to get into ElfQuest. They have published everything from before 2014 online.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. It's probably black and white though. Usually they don't publish the color versions anymore, which is sad because the colors are stunning.
I actually thought of something because I actually made I didn't finish, but I made a comic when I was younger.
Yeah, I did too.
I have it here. Look.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
It's called Zelda.
Yes, of course it is. I mean, it's Legend of Zelda. So yeah, this is my comic.
Cute. I never actually got to make. Oh well, no. Now I'm lying. I actually made a comic when I was 11. It was called 7A Amy. It was about a girl who went in the 7th grade, and she was super cool and did cool stuff with her friends.
I was.
I lived through this comic character that I. Oh, it's so bad. I do think that I have it somewhere, but no, I don't want to.
Mine, I made one myself, but it's long gone. But it was based on the Dungeons and Dragons character that I played in junior high, which was a druid called Elia, and it was like her adventures from our games. So I started early with the D&D and the comics.
I also made a comic ripoff out of Witch.
Yeah.
Because I love Witch so
Totally.
much. Yeah.
Ooh, it is in color. The ElfQuest stuff is on the ElfQuest site in color.
Yeah. You know what? So is this. It is so beautiful.
What is that? Oh yeah, it's the ElfQuest one. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Just hard
May
to
I
see.
come with a recommendation?
Yes.
Yes!
Since we were talking about buff people.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was recently in the Netherlands, and of course, I bought souvenirs, which was manga. And I really wholeheartedly recommend this. I don't know if it's mirrored, so you can't read the title.
My brother's husband.
Nice. It is super cute. It's just one omnibus collection. And fun fact, the author usually draws pornography, but this is very safe for work. There's one but. That's about it. That's as juicy as it gets. But it's beautifully illustrated because he's a gay author who draws only bara, like gay manga for men. So it really shows in this, and it's but the story. If I could show a page, sure. I'll try to find something that's suitable. I'll try to find some super burly stuff.
Oh, Sunniva calls Irma. That's unfair. I want her too.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite too.
Water element is my element, so...
I'll do Will then. She's my second favorite.
Here's some buff men crying.
Oh!
Let's see.
But yeah, the story is super sweet because it's about the two men where it's a Canadian and a Japanese man, and the Japanese man had a twin brother that married the Canadian, but he recently died. So the Canadian goes to Japan to like check out his late husband's roots, and his twin brother is super homophobic. So it's like a personal evolution, and very beautiful and sad.
Oh, sounds like a nice story, even though it sounds like it has some troubles, but sounds nice.
Yeah, and it's also a very good take on like how it is being gay in Japan, because that's obviously pretty difficult still.
Yeah,
I can believe that. I haven't had the time to really watch or play anything this week. I mean, I've added a lot of podcasts to my to listen list, just trying to find as many like RPG podcasts as possible. So I've started listening to one called Brute Force, and another one called Dungeon Hammers and Halfwits or something like that. I'm not sure, but they're kind of more humoristic and not so serious. And also Turncloaks is a really good RPG podcast, and it's really gritty and dark. So if you like grim stuff and plagues and magic, that's definitely for you. Highly recommended.
I'm really sorry about my dog snoring so loud. He's just, like I said earlier, being an asshole today.
Aw, dear eye, she's sweet. She says, oh, I have one more recommendation. I've been listening to it all week as well. Fateful Fumble.
Aw.
That's so sweet. Thank you. Which, most of you know what Fateful Fumble is by now. It's our RPG live stream and podcast where we play Dragon Age.
Yes.
And yeah, Cece has a recommendation, and then I think we're going to end it for tonight because it's late and we're tired and we need to have a meeting after the show. So
burned out Dodie.
Yeah, burned out Dodie one more time.
Yeah, that's nice. But I'm just really looking forward for Christmas now. I can finally focus on fun stuff. Maybe I'll start cosplaying again soon, and I promise that after New Year's, I'm definitely starting on a new project. I don't know which one it's gonna be, but I promise that in the new season of the CosCast, I am going to say that I've done something when we do the have we done something creative this week, blah blah segment, and not just
good. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I ordered a wig, so I have done something cosplay related too this week. I ordered a wig on sale.
Or which character?
Mad Moxie from Borderlands.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's sort of revealing and sexy, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I'm terrified, but I mean, she wears panties and stockings and a really revealing coat, and she has a lot more boob than I do. But we'll figure something out.
Yeah, and you know, short shorts are a thing.
Yeah. But I'm really excited about that. So she is on my roster for next year, and Valeth, my character from Dragon Age, because Valeth.
Cool.
Yes. Okay. That we have to end it now before we go on even more overcast time. So thank you guys for watching and for commenting as always. Thank you to Jawsum for joining us on the show. We're so happy you could be here.
Thank you so much for having me. It was super fun.
I'm glad you think so. We'll be back next Sunday at 9 o'clock, as always. It will be the last episode of the season before Christmas. So make sure to tune in. We will be opening Christmas presents from each other live on the show and just talk about Christmassy fun stuff and, just have a really good time. And we hope you'll join us for the last episode of the season. And we'll be back in January, of course.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, yeah. Bye!